Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I wanted to show you how to make a cute little Valentine junk journal using a heart chocolate box. This I picked up at the Dollar Tree. It had the cutest little chocolate in it. I'll show it to you here. I don't really like this kind of chocolate, but I took that out and I wanted to show you how I made this. I made it into a shaker on the front because the box itself already has the heart cut out. And yeah, this is how it turned out. So let's just go into the video and I'll show you how I did it.
To start off, we're going to just open up the box, and I'll open up the top and the bottom pieces, take out the chocolate in the inner tray there, and go ahead and open up both ends, and then I'm going to take and cut along the back of the box and lay it out flat. And then I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and trim around all of the edges. I'm going to save that piece there that says Happy Valentine's Day, so I'm cutting that down straight. And that can be used as an embellishment within the book. And then I'm going to go around and cut off all the extra flaps. So you're leaving the front, the side, and the back. Now just go ahead and trim everything nice and neat. And then I have paper already trimmed down, and I'm making it, adjusting my width and heights to kind of go along with how it ends up being as the final. And then I'm adding my paper there to make a pocket. I am going to be sewing this with the sewing machine, but I do want to add some glue to make it just easier on the sewing machine, and you definitely want to let this dry. And I apologize for my voice. I'm a little bit sick as I'm recording this video. And then on the front cover, I'm cutting out the heart. And the way that I made a template was used my copy machine and laid it out and scanned it in on my computer and made a little template from that. And I'm going to glue that down. That's my background paper. Now the sizes of your papers will be different according to what size box you find. So you just want to use your pencil and mark it when you're cutting your scrapbook papers. And then I cut a little sliver piece for the back spine of my journal just to add some stability, and I glued that down. And then I'm going to go over to my sewing machine. I sewed all the way around the heart and then around the whole entire cover. And then on the back, I'm adding a pocket. I did my sewing around 3 edges, and then I'm just gluing this down. I forgot to glue this down previous to taking it to the sewing machine, so I'm doing that later. But I did that just to cover up all that extra information on the back of the chocolate box. And now I'm going to start layering my heart pieces. And again, as I said, I cut these pieces out by scanning the heart into the computer and making a template, and then cutting out my pieces. And I cut out 2 thick white cardstock pieces, and then while we're letting that dry, I'm going to go ahead and start putting together the inside of my book. So I have several different papers that I've gathered. I have some embossed paper, some paper that I did some stenciling on. I have these pieces from a Valentine gift bag, and then I have a napkin. So I just have lots of pieces, tissue paper, I have red lined paper. So I'm just cutting these pieces down now. The ones I previously had were already cut. So to find the size of papers that you want in your book, you just need to measure the width and the height of your candy box. And you can have them the exact size or make them various sizes, which I like to do. I believe this book ended up being around 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'll have all the links down below for my Etsy shop, and I'll have the details there. Now I'm sorting them out, putting them in 2 different piles, and then I'm going to start putting all the papers together. And I just do this randomly by scrapbook paper, lined paper, embossed paper, specialty papers like the tissue and the napkin. I just like to do a various order. Now I pulled some fabrics and trims and laces here, so I'm going to paper clip these together. Well, I'm just putting them on the pages for now, and I'll go over to my sewing machine and sew those on. I like to have a variety that kind of poke out the side of the book. That just adds a lot of texture and interest. So here I have already sewn all of my pieces together. Now I'm taking them and putting paper clips along the spine, and then I'm going to be adding this into my cover. But before we do that, we need to finish the shaker part. So I'm going into my stash of all my little goodies. I'm adding in some seed beads and also, I believe, some sequins in here. I have red ones, and then I also have some white and pink ones that I'm pulling out here. This little mix had some blue, and I didn't want to use the blue, so I'm just trying to pick out the ones that I like. So when you add these in, just make sure you're focusing on the center of your acetate, and then run a line of glue along the heart. And then I cut out a solid heart to go on the top of my shaker. So I'm going to stick that down now. Make sure there aren't any pieces that are caught in the glue. And just put that down. And I stuck a heavy book over the top of mine to let it dry. Now I'm going to work on the outside of the cover. I'm adding in a white heart and then the puffy heart. I'm going to let that dry and go ahead and poke my holes. I'm going to do 3. I'm doing it like 3/4 of an inch of each end and then in the center. And then I'm taking a large embroidery needle that has a large hole and using some red and white twine. I like to cut a piece that is 3 times the height of my book. And then go ahead and thread your needle. And this sometimes can be a challenge, so you need to make sure your hole is big enough and your twine is thin enough. So this takes me a little bit here. I apologize. And I'm really sorry about my voice. It's just not agreeing with me today. Now I'm going to poke the holes into my cover. I'm just lining up my signature and poking the holes into the spine, and then I'm going to go ahead and go down through the center with my thread, and then go to the top hole and into the top hole of the signature, and then go all the way down to the other end and go through that hole. Pull that through, and then you're going to go in through the center again and go through the hole on the other side of that middle thread. Make sure it's nice and tight. and you're going to tie a double knot around that middle thread. So this is the basic pamphlet stitch, and I use this in a lot of my journals, and you've probably seen that if you've been watching my channel for a while. I'm going to do a knot and then tie a bow there. And then pull my paper clips off, and it is ready to go. I want to add some lace along the top or along the bottom of my cover there. So I'm putting a line of glue and then placing the lace down. Well, it's a crocheted lace. I believe this is from Amazon, so I'll try and link it down below. So I think this turned out super cute. I found some ribbon here. This is from the Dollar Tree, so I'm tying that around. And I really love how this turned out.
All right, so I think it turned out so adorable. I'm going to be adding in all the goodies on the inside, and I'm thinking about making a little charm dangle to hang off the side, because if you had seen my previous Temu haul, I picked up some little conversation heart charms. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to make it right now, but I just think this turned out so adorable. And hopefully you're able to make one of these too. Now I will have these available in my Etsy shop. I made 6 of these, and as well as some other little mini journals that I made from a digital printable card. So if you want to go ahead and head over to my Etsy shop, you can check those out. And if you aren't able to pick anything up from my Etsy shop, I'm just happy that you came by, and hopefully I inspired you to make your own little candy box journal. I'm really loving this series that I've been doing with these. If you've seen before, I made Halloween ones, I made Christmas, and now I'm making these. So yeah, thank you for coming by my channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.